So in this masterclass, you're going to learn the entire thing in 4 different parts, because at the end of the day, a business only has 3 parts, right? What it sells, how it sells it, and how it delivers. And an AI agency is no different than that. So we are going to learn the fundamentals first, and then go into the depth of each and every single section, which is basically what you're going to sell, how you're going to sell it, and then how you're going to deliver it. Now, before we do that, it's important that you understand the basics of AI, all the basic concepts that will come up again and again. So that is something that we will discuss first. So basics, this is what basically AI is, the AI agents, automations, what they actually are, then the 5 pieces of every AI agent that is it's built from, and then what is the cost to run an AI agent, and then we have the services section. This is basically what you sell. So the 3 services an AI agency actually sells, picking one niche and going deep, how to select a niche, and then the platforms you actually need to learn. Because here's the thing, every single day there is a new platform that is coming to the market. You open your Instagram and every reel is showing you another platform, another AI agent innovation platform, that you can use to now build automations, agents. Now you don't need NA10, you can only do it through Claude, this that. So there's just so much confusion out there. So I'm just gonna clear every single confusion that you have, give you the tools that you need, that the businesses are willing to pay for. That is the idea. At the end, we only need to learn stuff which we can get paid for. Okay. So the third section is basically the sales. After we cover the basics and discover what we are going to sell, we are going to learn about the part that actually makes us money, which is sales and operations. So sales is how you sell it, which is cold outreach, where to find clients, and what to say. And then I'm going to give you the exact scripts that you need to use in your outreach scripts. Then we have the viral content that brings clients to you. And this is like the one thing that has helped me grow my content on Instagram. The one secret, if you just understand this one concept, I can guarantee if you stay consistent, you can build audience on any platform and build qualified buyers, bring qualified buyers to your agency. Okay. And then there is one frame that I want you to have, which is basically just sell the meeting, then consult in the meeting and not sell. We're going to go into detail when we come to this section. Then we have operations. This is how you deliver your automations. So installing the system inside their business and then getting the credentials you need from the client. Okay. Now, before we start, an AI agency is, as I said, it's just a business, right? And I'm going to give you the general overview, which keeps every business running. And the idea of making consistent monthly income, it sounds good, but a lot of people say it and just it sounds like it's easy, right? Well, the thing is, it's not that easy. But you need systems in place, you need people in place. If you just learn these 2 things which I'm going to tell you, you will never have to worry about clients again. So let me explain. So first of all, every business needs the same one thing to have consistent monthly income, is that a constant stream of clients or customers coming in. Correct? That is what a consistent monthly income actually is. Okay, so look at this wheel here. You have clients coming in, right? And if you have continuously clients coming in, you have consistent revenue. And then you have a system that runs without you, and this is the cycle, it keeps running. This is financial freedom. System that runs without you. Because if you have clients coming in and you are the one talking to them, you are the one delivering projects, and you are the one who is responsible for consistent revenue, you're a freelancer. You are probably you're running a version of a gig on Upwork or Fiverr. Okay. So freedom is when you have systems in place and everything runs without you. That's what freedom is. When an investor is looking at a business that he or she wants to buy, the number one thing that they look at is that, does this business run without the founder or without the person who actually built the business? If it doesn't, they don't buy it. And if it does, the valuation goes through the roof. So it's like something, you build something and then you can just step out of it and then it keeps making you money. Okay. So two skills, that's it. If you know exactly what to say when you reach out, this is your art of communication. This is your communication skills, nothing else. And then you have something to show for yourself online. That's pretty much it. You never have to worry about clients again or income again. Okay, because think about what else there is to do other than this. You should know how to talk to people, and then you should have something online where people can see your profile and like, this is a legit person. Because we live in a age of social media right now. Without that, your agency is not going to sustain unless you have huge amount of money that you can spend on paid ads and keep getting clients from there. Even then, having an ecosystem on the back end of content gives you more credibility and helps you get more clients through your paid ads when people don't even know you that much. Okay. So, and the content, when it comes to content, it doesn't really matter what platform you choose. It could be X, it could be LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Well, fuck that, I don't recommend TikTok. Because content gives you credibility and puts you in front of the people who need what you sell. And even though you're like, okay, but I also just want to focus on reaching out to people. Yes, of course you want to focus on reaching out to people, but who even are you? Like, you reached out to them, you don't have a social media presence, just a generic website which now you can build on Lovable in 30 seconds. That's not credibility, right? So you have to have a solid online presence, because if you reach out, they're like, okay, someone reaching out to me. In the PS, you just mention your social media profile. They go there, they say, they see you have followers, even though you don't have tens of hundreds of thousands of followers. It's not necessary. If you're just putting out valuable content and you have over 100 followers, you're good, because they're gonna look at the value that you are providing rather than the number of followers you have. And this is like how social media works. Is it's interest based. You can create your first reel and it can get 50 million views, and you can have zero followers. I mean, from zero followers. So now social media is like moving toward the interest based, more than like what you actually do. Obviously it matters what you actually do, but more so it's like what you're actually interested in is what you're going to see again and again. Does that make sense? Okay. So what I'm going to give you today is outreach, which is exactly what to say, the frame to have in your mind before you reach out so you can close, and then how to walk into a meeting, and then the content strategy, the one secret behind 30,000 followers in 6 months and 3 million views in 90. It's 90. No, it's not 9 days. It's 90 days. And again, you don't need millions of views or followers. Just 500 good views can still bring you a client. If you can get 200 to 300 to 500 quality views on a LinkedIn post, I can guarantee you will get one client. But those have to be qualified, like sort of we can say quality viewers or like qualified buyers. Okay, that's it. This is the entire thing. That's how you make money with an AI agency or any business these days. Anyone telling you otherwise just falls into these two categories. Okay. Unless trading, drop shipping, those are sort of different business models, but we're talking about a service based business where you provide a service to a client. Okay, so section 1 is basics of AI. Now, these are the concepts that I wish I had known when I started my own agency. Even if you are not technical, this gives you enough technicality to start better than 90% of people out there who are just watching commoditized content again and again. So first is AI automation versus AI agent, AI and LLMs. Then we have APIs and webhooks, prompting and 5 elements of it. Then we have tokens and pricing. Then we have 5 parts of an AI agent that you will see again and again in every other AI automation platform. So first, AI automation versus AI agent. So AI automation, just remove this AI for a second. Let me put my pen here real quick. Let's make it black. So let's just remove this for a second. So automation is like a recipe. You give the computer the exact steps that it needs to follow every single time, and the AI only helps with one small job inside those steps, like reading an email. I'm going to show you through a diagram after this what it actually looks like. Like, for example, a new lead fills your form. it is saved to a sheet, the welcome email is sent, you get a WhatsApp message. These are the same four steps that are going to carried out every single time when a new lead fills your form. This is automation. It has been around for a while now, like many years. The AI agent, this was the revolution that came in. Like, it's like an assistant with a goal. You tell it what you want and it works out the steps on its own. That's the point. It can think, pick a tool, check if it worked, and change the plan. Okay, so we can say, book me a haircut for Saturday. It's going to check your calendar, looks up nearby barbers and calls one, and if that one is full, it tries another. So take a look at this diagram for a second. So an automation, you have same steps. This is the output that you want, right? And you have the path to get you there. So it's step A, step B, step C, step D. If you run the automation again, it's going to be step A, step B, step C, step D, and then the output. You run it again, same thing happens. This is automation. Now, an AI agent is a different path each time to get you to the same goal. So if you run it first time, it might do step A, then C instead of B, and then B, and then D. You run it again, it might just do step B and step D to get you to your desired goal, because now it has a little bit more context. You run it again, it might do step C first, then A, then D, and then get you to the goal. Okay, the point is, it kind of thinks, it's funny because, like, when you use the word think, like machines think, but it's also like scary in a way that I think I saw a post of Claude a couple of months ago, and they explained, do LLMs like really think? And it was such a great discovery on, like, we have these sort of neural nets in our brain. They light up when we receive certain sort of information. And this exact concept, like having neurons, if you're a biology student, you know what I'm talking about. Like, if we have neurons in our brain, that is the exact concept. Those neurons are neural nets, are called neural nets in an LLM, and they work the exact same way. The idea, when I don't know who the inventor of this neural net is. I can't remember the name, but I know was to just mimic what happens inside human brain. So it's kind of scary. Like, they can think on their own and make decisions, but still, like right now, even though AI is advancing a lot, the you can say, the how fast, depending on how fast it is advancing, the decision making power of AI is still very poor. Now, you understand the automation, you understand the AI agent. Now, what is AI automation? This entire thing, if we, let me change the color of this real quick. If we incorporate this right here in the middle of step B and C, right here, or we can incorporate it right here between step A or B, or we can incorporate it right here between step C and D. This then becomes AI automation. Okay, so automation, we have an AI agent inside of it. That is an AI automation. Okay, no more, no less. Now, AI and LLMs. Let me put my laser pointer real quick. So AI is the big field of making machines act smart, like I just said, like humans. The neural net, it's scary, but it's also fun. An LLM is one type of AI that focuses on understanding and writing human language, though now they can make images, music, and video too. Do you remember, like, when ChatGPT first came in, it was only a text-based LLM. Later down the line, they it evolved so much that now it can create images, music, and video too. So, like, these your ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Mistral, these are your LLMs. So artificial intelligence is a big field of making machines act smart. You have your LLMs inside of it as a subtopic. You have a bunch of other things here as well, like the concept of neural nets, the concept of every other thing that is involved in the field of artificial intelligence. So AI is like the whole category, and the LLM is one tool that is inside of it. Now, API versus webhook. Now, this concept is you're going to see it again and again and again. You're going to, every single tutorial that you will probably watch on building AI agents or automations, you're going to see this concept. So let me just give you what it actually is. Like it can be understood even by a 5-year-old. Okay. So API versus webhook, both are just ways for two apps to talk to each other. The only difference is who starts the conversation. That's it. A way of two apps to talk to each other, that is either API or a webhook. Okay. So an API is where your app asks first for information. Your agent knocks on the door and asks for something, the other app answers. There are two sort of API requests that we usually use again and again in our automations or our agents. One is the post, which is your agent sending data out. For example, N10 pushes a new contact into the CRM, could be Monday.com or Salesforce or whatever. There is a GET request where your agent asks for data back. Like for example, you have an AI agent inside NA10, and you have a tool like which is Google Calendar, and it has all the meetings, and you want your agent to tell you how many meetings do you have on a certain day. It checks that calendar and then the calendar sends the data back. This is a GET request. Okay. And happens through what process? You call it API. This is called an API call. Then you have the webhook. This is when the other app sends data automatically. You don't do anything here. You just connect it once. Nobody asks. For example, someone fills in a form on the website and your workflow fires instantly with the details. Okay. It just fires based off of the data that is coming in. So this is the diagram. And guys, by the way, relax. This entire presentation is going to be in the description, so you can just get it. Okay. The entire PDF, everything that you're watching here, you can get it for free. Okay. So API, as I said, your app talks first. You have an agent inside NA10. Post is like you send data to the other app, and then you get the response back. And in get data is where you basically just data is sent to you, to your workflow from another app, as I gave you the example of calendar. Okay. The webhook is the other app basically just sends data automatically. It keeps listening for the events when you connect it through your agent. If it's in N10, you have your workflow inside here. Whenever a new form is submitted here, like for example, let's say the type form, right? So type form is an app. You connect these two together. Whenever someone fills in a form, that data will be sent directly to your agent. It means a webhook has been just fired. There is a way here, there is a path by which both tools, both platforms have talked to each other, and this is called a webhook. Okay. Now, prompting and the 5 elements. Now, there are there are some people who are selling PDFs on how to prompt. Okay. And you don't even need to learn this. Just a basic understanding of how you explain things is more than enough. And I'm going to tell you how you can do that for free. Okay. So LLMs only guess word combinations. So the way you talk to them matters a lot. So writing that input clearly is called prompting. What you say to your LLM, GPT, Claude, or whatever. Usually, if you are trying to achieve an outcome, these 4 things are going to be the things that you will be using again and again inside your prompt. Okay, so first is the role. You tell your AI agent who is it acting as. Like you're a real estate assistant, you're acting as an HR manager, you're acting as a salesman, whatever. Then you give it a goal, like reply to this lead and book a call. Then you have your tone, how it should sound, like friendly and short, how it should sound. Now the goal, this is a goal, right? If we are talking about only the chat section, like imagine this is, hold on, I don't think you can see that. Imagine this is like chat GPT, right? This is your chat box. Now chat GPT has 2 different things. You have your chat on this section, and then you have co-work on this section. I think work or co-work, something like that. In Claude, it's co-work. So when you talk, when you send your message here, right? You send your message and it replies. Now there is no goal here because it's not doing anything unless you have the work section on or co-work on. It's taking actions based on your behalf. Now it's acting as an AI agent, ChatGPT. So now you have to give it a goal. So this idea of these 4 prompts usually applies when you're building agents in platforms like N8N, Relevance, VAPI, all the platforms that we're going to be discussing. Okay. Then you have the tone, how it should sound. This is pretty self-explanatory. The purpose that you have for your response is exactly how you want it to sound. Okay. Then you have the audience, who is you're talking to, like who is the target audience for what you are writing. Then you have the limits, like how, and this, by the way, the scope, the limits is also how you want your ideal response to look like. So just explain it under 3 sentences. Don't mention pricing, or don't do any commentary, or don't give me extra headings. This is the scope, this is the limits that you put in. Now in a prompt, it's not necessary that you use all 5 of these. Sometimes there are 2 are used, sometimes only 1, sometimes only 3, 4, and sometimes the all 5. Okay, so it's like, it's not like you have to give every single time all of these to your prompt. So it's not like a rule that you just have to use all of these together. So basically at the end of the day, prompting is just like you explaining a kid how do you want them to act. Okay, it's nothing more than that. I mean, when you're trying to train someone, an employee or whatever, then you want them to give so you want to give them as much information as possible so they can act according to how how your ideal response looks like. Okay, so that's exactly what prompting is. You're talking to a machine, so you just have to give it as much context as possible. Sometimes more context is bad, sometimes less context is bad. It's just like sometimes giving more information to a human backfires. So it's the exact same thing. It's like, just don't go for a perfect prompt. That's what I'm getting at. So the rule is every prompt you write should have at least 3 of these. Don't go lower than 3. Again, this is not mandatory. As I said, you can use 2, 1 based off of your specific goal. Okay, but this is how the umbrella of prompting looks like. There is nothing else that goes beyond these 5 elements when it comes to prompting. Okay, tokens. Tokens are the small pieces, chunks of words or letters that LLMs break your text into before reading it. The more tokens you use, the more it costs. And this is important that you understand, is because if you're building an AI agent in N8N, then it's very important that you understand the concept, because your clients will be paying for your APIs, right? For your platform or all the subscriptions or whatever. So you send a text to an LLM, it gets broken down into tokens, and then those tokens are calculated based off of numbers. So let me show you what that looks like. So 1 token is roughly 0.75 words. So 1,000 tokens is 750 words. This is a rule of thumb. So you wrote 750 words. LLM is going to break that into 1,000 tokens to understand what you said. Example, hello is 1 token. Okay, unstoppable is 3. So unstoppable 3 or 4, depends on how you pronounce it or whatever. So pricing, this is how tokens are usually priced. Output tokens are 3 to 5 times more expensive than input tokens. Important to know when you're building something on N8N or Relevance or VAPI or whatever platform you're using where you're using an LLM. So input is usually, this is a rule of thumb again. Example is like in ChatGPT 4.0, it's $2.5 per 1 million tokens. Output is $10 per 1 million tokens. This is 4 times than this. And this is the pricing for ChatGPT 4.0. So tell the LLM in the system prompt to be concise. Shorter replies mean fewer output tokens, which means the lower cost. Now, obviously, as I said, your client pays for the APIs. Work out how much text goes in versus comes out before you close the deal. Better they know now than later as a hidden cost. So how do you like, where do you use this thing? If you have built an AI agent in n10, it kind of looks like this. You have a trigger, then you have your AI agent, you have your output. This is your output. Then you have some tools here, some memory, knowledge base, or whatever. This is like your typical AI agent. Now this is your AI. When you click on this, it opens up an inbox. Sorry, I'm saying inbox. Opens up a box where it gives you a box where you can add a system prompt. This is your instructions on how your AI agent should act. In these instructions, you have to be careful considering you have tokens and pricing concept that you now understand. Okay, so you have to tell it to be concise because, well, it costs money. Now, this is the last section. This is the 5 parts of an AI agent. Every AI agent, no matter what platform you built it on, N10, Relevance, VAPI, VoiceFlow, has these 5 pieces working together. You have the LLM, which is the brain. ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini decides what to do. Instructions, the rules, you're telling it what to do and in what order. These are the instructions. I just told you this. These are the instructions. Then you have your tools, which is basically, you can say, the hands: Gmail, Calendar, Notion, Salesforce, Monday.com, HubSpot, whatever, to actually do the things for you on these platforms. Then you have the knowledge, is basically the library, the client's own information and documents. This is the knowledge base based off of which the AI agent should respond. For example, if it's a customer support agent, then knowledge base is about the company or the products or the things that they sell. So based off of that data, the AI agent responds to the customers. Then you have the memory. This is, you can call, this is the notepad, remembers the conversation and the context. And this is not complicated to set up. This is pre-built in these platforms. So you just set up a node, one small element. A node is like this. This is a node. This is a node. This is a node. So when you small one element, you attach one small element here, and that is your memory. That's it. Call this memory. That's pretty much it. And then automatically, it just, whatever it's going through, like it going through it, it's just gonna keep saving that inside this node, and that is the memory. It will remember that for your future conversations. Sometimes we use 3, sometimes with 4, sometimes all 5. We rarely use fewer than 3 when we are actually talking about an AI agent, not a chat box. Okay, so one brain, the LLM, the instructions, the notepad, the knowledge base, and the tools. Okay, now if you just understand this one concept, which now you do, every platform becomes easy. The buttons change, the concept doesn't. It means the interface, just the interface, that's what changes. You will see the tools will be in the form of, you can say, workflows. The memory is gonna be the just another word for the exact same thing. But overall, the AI agent doesn't usually have anything more or less than this on any platform. You will see all of this again. These concepts will come up again and again once you start. As I said, this is the whole point of learning them first. If you're a beginner, now you have a pretty good understanding of the majority of your things, the things that you're gonna be seeing in building automations. So tokens will help you price your system because the client is the one paying for the APIs. The 5 parts are gonna show up in every platform that builds agents, N10, VAPI, VoiceFlow, all of them. And then webhooks and APIs are how every automation you build actually talks to your client's tools. Okay, now what we actually sell that businesses pay for, this is the services. This is the next section. This, my friend, is like, we are going through a lot of smoke. There's a smoke, right? The smoke is basically the information. that you have online about building and selling AI agents or automation sounds cliche. Saying it again and again feels fucking ridiculous. But the confusion, there is so much information, do this, do that, do this, do that, and hey, join my software. Do this, do that, do this, do that, and hey, do this thing. But what actually matters, guys, it's just like at the core of it, it's just value, right? You create something that provides value to a business, and you charge for it. And to provide value, you don't have to learn 1,000 different tools. You can make $10,000 per month using N8N only. The entire world could be burning. Doesn't really matter. It could be like they're all junkies of AI, like learning every single day a new tool again and again. But N8N actually does create value inside a business, and the platform is getting better every single day. Now, am I saying the other platforms are worse? No. Right now, that is the leading, like the leader in the industry right now. Same goes for like voice agents. There is one for that, a leader, and then you have for chatbots, there is one leader for that. So you just have to like understand the fundamentals, the basics, and then you're like, okay, I have to build this thing now for my client. What is the most efficient platform that I can use to build it on? And usually it's just a couple of platforms, nothing else. So I'm going to be showing you exactly what sort of services you need to focus on. Fuck everything else, just to make money. That's the fucking point of this entire presentation. Okay, now let's move on to our next presentation. Services, what we actually do that businesses are willing to pay for. And by the way, if you're still worried about the presentation, don't be worried. This entire PDF will be given to you for free, and it's in the description. Okay, so in the beginning, I told you there are three, right? AI automations and agents, voice agents, chatbots. But there is also another one, AI consulting. Let's go through these one by one. Before I go on to explaining the services, I just want to deliver this one concept to you, and this is a like big misconception in a lot of beginners. There's a confusion here. So here's the thing: never sell a pre-built automation. Never. Most people build something first and then go hunting for someone to buy it. That is backwards. That's not how it works. That's not how you sell automations. Mostly the same. Usually, like when it comes to voice agents and chatbots, these are pretty much the same in terms of the actual build, because it's like you add a knowledge base of a business, like let's say for a dentist. The only thing that's going to change is that the name of the clinic, their knowledge base, how they sell their services, but the overall build remains the same. On the front end, you build the agent on Vapi. On the back end, you just have a couple of nodes that you can build on Zapier, Make, or N8N to carry out the tasks on the back end, to do the stuff for you, like manage the calendar, sheets, or whatever. But when it comes to AI automations and agents, it's almost different every time. No two businesses run the exact same way, so no two builds are the same. Now, most of the time, the majority of the tools they use, they might be the same. But again, templatizing this service is not a solution. And I'm also going to explain like why this is important. So get in the meeting first, find out what they use and what is eating their time, then build. Now you're not selling, you are helping. That is what makes them trust you. That is what sells your service. Imagine like going to a doctor, and before you explain anything, like you're feeling sick, and he's like, before you even say a word, and he gives you a medicine, how would you feel? Would you trust him? Of course not, because he doesn't even understand what your situation is. So the secret behind sales and the human communication is just putting yourself in others' shoes and just trying to figure out exactly what their situation is and whether or not you can actually help them in the first place. And once you figure that out, then you just make helpful suggestions, and that is what closes the deal, because then they will realize they actually found a friend, because now you are someone who actually cares about their processes. You have actually talked about their situation, talked about them. People always love talking about themselves. So now they will trust you more, and closing that person is going to be way easier than just going in through the mindset of that, okay, I'm going to close him, make $2,000 per month. It's almost always going to backfire. Okay, now, so there are two ways to walk in. As I said, let me change my pointer here. So first is you selling a pre-built system. You build it, you go looking, it doesn't fit, you get a no. The second is you consult first. You sit with them, you find the manual work, and then you build for them. That is how you get people to say yes. Again, it's the same amount of work, but completely different results. Sometimes in this case, it might be lower than you actually think, because they might not need that much complex systems in their place in their business. So it's just you just have to find the bottlenecks, the things that they are leaking their time on, and or like wasting their money on, and just automate that, and they will appreciate you trying to understand their business. So now, service number one: AI automations and AI agents. There are two major platforms, as I said earlier, like industry leaders. You have NA10 and Relevance AI. This is more of a like an enterprise thing, but it also like consider a Relevance a simpler version of NA10, beginner friendly. This is where you build AI automations and AI agents for businesses on the two platforms. The whole industry is built around. Again, learn whatever. Doesn't really matter, because both can do the same task. Sometimes what's going to happen is that you're going to run into a client who needs an automation. Now, that automation will be complex to build on NA10, but it will be simpler to build on Relevance, and vice versa. Sometimes there will be a situation where there's going to be an automation. If you build it on Relevance, it will take way more steps, it will take like way more systems and stuff like that for Relevance. But if you are about to build it on like NA10, this is NA10, it's only going to take 2 or 3 steps. Okay, so that is why I said like having a basic understanding is must. Then you can select which platform is efficient for your client. And again, learning both of these is not that like, of course it is complex for a beginner, but if you understand like NA10, you automatically understand a lot of Relevance. Like I would say 70% of it. The rest is just interface. There are 3 that work in almost every businesses, the automations. Again, the reason I am giving you these 3 templates is because I just want you to understand how it actually creates value in a business. That's it. You can get these templates, but again, the concept is the same. Don't go in with these templates and you're like, okay, now I can sell these. No, the idea is just to understand like these are the automations that actually sell, that businesses actually buy. So you get an understanding of, okay, what creates value here. Okay, so first one is going to be a support agent. Then we have AI email manager, and then AI invoice autopilot. So let me walk you through these one by one, end to end, and I'm going to be explaining each and every single node one by one. So first, we have our 24/7 support agent built on NA10. So it triggers with a Google Drive. This is a node. Obviously, you can just select your nodes from right here. As you can see, all these nodes. I mean, if you're watching it, you probably have a good understanding of NA10. So if I just click on Google Drive here, you can see all these nodes are present here. Okay, so this is basically a drive file created. So just create a folder, and that node is being used here. Okay, so I'm just going to walk you through all the nodes that are being used here so you can understand how it creates value. Okay, so a file is being created here. This is basically a trigger, or you can also update a file inside of it. And then you have another node here, which is downloading that file. Now, this basically just downloads the actual content of the new or updated Google Drive file so the system can process it. Then you have a vector store, a Pinecone vector store. It basically just acts as you can say a specialized memory bank that like stores and organizes your company's documents for quick searching. Because as I said, this is a support agent, so it will need this sort of information to answer to your customers. Okay, then that vector store is basically, vectors are basically numbers. Data is not numbers, it's words. So the document that we have on where we have the company's instructions, all those words, we have to convert those into numbers, and that will be stored in this store so AI agent can reference these. Okay, so for that we use embeddings. So this is a process of converting that text into numbers, which are vectors. And then you have this another row. This is called default data loader with the text splitter. Now the purpose of this, the data loader basically takes the downloaded file that we have and converts its content into a readable text format for processing. And then the text splitter basically, just like the large document that we have, it just cuts that into smaller sections so AI can read it efficiently. That's pretty much it. So this is like converting your document into something that is readable so AI agent can use it and then replies to your customers. Then the second is, this is your basic AI agent. Now, basically, like the Pinecone vector store, this is exactly this one. We basically created the document so AI agent can read it, and then we connect it with the AI agent, like actual AI agent. So now, when the chat message is received or the customer asks a question, you have an AI agent installed. Inside these, you have instructions and everything. Obviously, you're going to get this exact template, so you don't have to worry about it or copy it or everything. Then you have the chat model. Again, as I said, in the basic section, I said you have your LLM as a brain, so AI agent. This is your LLM. Then the memory node, so everything that goes through it, it will be saved inside the memory. And then you have the vector store tool, so it can process the information now, which we just created right here. So this is the entire idea of this, is just to convert the document into vectors and then give those vectors to this agent so it can reply to your customers. Okay, everything else is just exactly the same. We don't have the output here because it will be replying to the customers. One thing that I do want to mention here is a vector tool. Just remember that this vector tool is just, it acts as a search tool, you can say, that will allow the AI agent to look up the information that we just created using this retrieval method, the vector method. Okay, so that's pretty much it. This is your entire setup. But what it does when a chat message is received, when someone, wherever you have your chatbot, just connect that right here with WhatsApp, Instagram, whatever. Whenever a new message is received, it passes through this entire agent, uses this as a model, saves everything for that specific chat, and then you have the company information, selects that, this store tool figures out what information is needed to answer that question, and then gives the answer to the customer. Okay, so this was our first AI support agent. So you see, it's simple, right? All it's doing is just reducing the time it takes to solve customer ticket supports. What do you call it? Customer support tickets, right? So just answering questions to your customers. Could be regarding product information, could be anything. Okay, let's move on to the second one, the AI email manager. So this is a trigger. It triggers after every single minute, and basically, when it triggers, it just looks up your email in your Gmail. So right. So in this node, it's going to check your email inbox to find only the email conversations that have special tags or labels attached to them, and then it loops. So looping is just, it takes each email conversation and passes through the process one by one. This is going to make sense when we explain everything after this. And then the first of all, it's going to get the thread message for the loop. So this is basically, it takes the email conversation that we have that it found in the search and passes them through the process one by one. What the process is, return last message in the thread. So this then filters through all the messages in the conversation and picks only the most recent email that needs a reply, because the thread is basically multiple chats in a single email. When we keep replying and they reply and then we reply, and this becomes a thread. So it checks all of that to see what the message is that needs the replying. And once the loop is done, it then gets single message content. This is basically, then it will read the text, the information that is inside that newest email. So then figure out, the system can, the AI agent can figure out what to do with it. Okay. The loop basically helps to find out what the latest email is, and then that content will be delivered into this node so the AI agent can reply. Okay. Then we have the Open AI Assistant. This is a pre-built node by ChatGPT. Then it, obviously it will receive the email text, and then this node will read that message and will write a reply for you. Okay. Then we have the map field for further processing. It will then just organizes the reply text into the right format so it can easily move on to the next step. Next step is, the email can be an HTML, so it transforms the AI's plain text into the style web code, so it looks clean and formatted for our email reader. Then we have the build email raw. Once we have the HTML message, it will pack that HTML message and the recipient's information who is sending the email together in a format that is ready to be sent by the email tools that we have moving forward. Okay. And after that, it's going to add the email draft to the thread, which basically just places the AI created message that we have from the assistant directly into your Gmail and just saves it as a draft to the original thread. And then now that the message is read and we have the draft, it's the AI is just going to remove the labels. So this is a sign that this email is taken care of. So that is basically your AI email manager. Again, it's simple, right? What it does, in simple words, it's an AI automation that reads every email that lands in your inbox and writes the reply for you. You just check it and hit send. As I said, it creates a draft. It doesn't send it. Removes the label, creates a draft. So now it has a reply. Now this is also important because AI can respond in like several different ways. It can hallucinate. So it's always good that you actually see what you're going to say before you say it. Okay. Now let's move on to the last one, the invoice autopilot. Now this is pretty simple, but it's extremely useful. So let me explain. A Gmail trigger, it gets triggered when a new email comes in, and it checks to see that this node checks to see if there are PDF attachments in it, and if there is, it marks that message as a read. And then obviously that PDF is going to be an invoice. The entire idea of this node is to just check whether or not the email has the PDF, which is an invoice. And then we have to extract the details with this platform called Cradle AI. This is what you use basically. Let me show you. Cradle AI. So this is an AI agent for document processing. They don't have a built-in node inside N10, so it just doesn't show it because I copied the template from the main account that we have. So this is basically, you just make the API call and connect that node right here, and then this will just extract the invoice details, because the entire purpose of this platform is to process documents. The invoice is going to have obviously different items, so this node is basically just going to dissect, or you can say like split all those items one by one, so each can be handled accordingly. And then once that is done, we have a Google Sheet Google Sheet node, which will basically just write each separated item and its price into your Google Sheet. So you know exactly what was included in the invoice, and you know exactly how much and what you paid for. Okay. If you look at the core of it, this is an AI automation that reads every invoice that comes in, pulls out the numbers, puts them into your books. A human only checks the ones it's sure about. It saved time, didn't it? So you would have to, first of all, find the email. Your Gmail is, if you're a business owner, probably is bombarded by 100 different emails. You have to find the email manually, and you figure out where you have the invoice. You have the invoice, you select that, and now you have to add those all details in your Google Sheet. So you have your history, right? Because you can't always go through the PDF again and again. It's inefficient. So if you have this automation installed, all of that is going to save time. It's probably going to save what? If you check invoices every day, it saves you maybe around like 20 to 30 minutes every single day. Stack that over a week, it becomes 3 hours. So you saved 3 hours. You're saving 3 hours a week. People say that using AI automatically makes you more money. It's not true. It's just that it gives you more time, so you can spend that time on revenue generating activities. So then, so I hope you see now how this overall, like, the full automation creates value for a business. Okay, our first service is done. Let's move on to the second. Now, before we move to the next two services, there's a concept that I want you to understand. You will see it again and again. But when it comes to building voice AI agents or AI chatbots, the front end talks, the back end does the work. Vapi and VoiceFlow, which again are the industry leaders right now for building voice agents and chatbots, are brilliant at the talking part, listening, understanding, replying in a voice that sounds human, but they are weak at doing the part, weak at using the tools, which is booking the appointments, updating the sheets, sending the email. Those are the tools we covered in the basics, and these platforms are poor at using them. But when it comes to N8N, it's the AI agent is really good at using the tools that as we just saw in our examples. And you also have tools in Vapi and VoiceFlow, but their results are not good, simply speaking. So you have to use something like N8N, Make, or Zapier to build the backend so the AI agent can perform the tasks for you, meaning it can use the Google Calendar, your HubSpot, Salesforce, or whatever tool that you're using at the backend. Okay, so this is the idea. Let me change my pen real quick. Black. Two halves of the one build. So front end you have Vapi, Retail, VoiceFlow. Retail is just a simpler version of Vapi. It doesn't have as much features. It listens, understands, and replies to the customers. And on the back end, we have N8N, Make, and Zapier. These will book the slot, update the sheet, and send the email to your clients. Okay, so the tool usually that we use are what? Google Calendar for booking the appointments, right? Gmail for then sending that to the customer, Google Sheets and saving that entry inside your Google Sheets. Drive is, sometimes it is used. It can be used for getting the documents that it can use to reply to the customers in case of a chatbot. Like VoiceFlow is a chatbot builder. Also, if there are some documents that a customer submits that is needed for the business, for the qualification, for example, that can be saved inside the drive too. Okay, so this entire thing, this thing is the front end, and this is a back end. Now, let's move on to the service number 2, which is AI voice agents. Built on Vapi, Retail, 11 Labs. As I said, Retail is very similar to Vapi, but doesn't have as much features as Vapi do. And 11 Labs is, I would say, it's a little bit better than both of these, but it's really expensive. But again, in terms of learning, if you learn this, you learn this automatically because only the interface changes. Everything else, the ideas, concepts stay the same. So a voice AI agent basically just picks up the phone instead of a person. It answers, books the appointment, and qualifies the lead in a voice that sounds human. It does about 70% of what a person does. So half the calls handled, half the team's time is back. Now, this is a huge time saving, and businesses actually pay for it. Now, as I said earlier, these platforms are weak at the backend, so we use N8N or Relevance does the real work behind them. You can use N8N, Relevance, Make, or Zapier as well. Now, let me show you how to build a voice AI agent first, and then we will move on to building our chatbot. This is what the Vapi dashboard looks like once you sign up. In the beginning, it might look a little bit complex, but once you figure out how many tools we need, you will realize it's not that hard at all. And we're not going to be using every single tool out here because we are only building a simple appointment setter that we can actually sell to businesses for a premium retainer. Okay, so at the left side, as you can see, assistants. This is one of the most important section here. This is where we'll be configuring our agent. Then you have squads. Squads is basically a group of agents that can perform different tasks, and one agent can hand off one task to another. We won't need that right now, so I'm not going to go into the detail. Tools. Guys, when it comes to tools, you need to understand that an AI agent can never perform a task unless it's connected to some outside world. Tools are basically ways with which our agent can perform actions. For example, when it has to book an appointment in the Google Calendar, we will need a tool for that. If you click on create tool, you will see a bunch of stuff here. If you create on custom tool, this is what you basically see. Now custom tools are used when you have to connect your agent to the outside world, outside of WAPI, like in N10 or make.com. But the tools that we're gonna be using inside WAPI are gonna be Google Sheets, Google Calendar, Create Event, and check availability. So we won't have to go outside WAPI for now. Then you have phone numbers. Phone numbers, we'll be using a phone number by WAPI, provided by WAPI, but you can also connect Twilio phone number and stuff like that. Then you have the voice library, all the voices that are available for your agent.
You must welcome change as the rule, but
right, we're going to be using 11 labs for our voice. Then you have the API keys. Then you have more workflows, outbound files, integrations. We don't need all of this. We only need integrations, which is basically integrating WAPI with Google Calendar and Google Sheets. That's all. Then you have test suites where you can test your agents. Evals is still in beta. I'm not going to go into the detail. All right, and then you have boards to show your clients how much the agent is costing and how much time it's performing every single day. Call logs is basically something that you check when your agent is not performing well, so you can see where it is going wrong. You have chat logs, session logs. None of this we need right now. Okay, so let's get into building. I'm going to create a new assistant. Let's name it Riley. And start with the blank template. Okay, before we go into the detail, you have to understand the cost and latency. Cost depends on latency. Latency is the time difference between when the user speaks and when the agent speaks. Now, the good latency for a call where it doesn't sound robotic is anywhere from 800 to 1200. Make sure it doesn't exceed 1200. Right now you can see this ms. This is basically milliseconds. So 1050 millisecond means basically 1 second, right? So we have to set it up that it's between 800 and 1200. Below 800 it sounds robotic. Above 1200 it just takes too much time to contemplate what the user is saying. It doesn't feel right. And once you're changing all of these different things, you will be seeing the changings in the cost. Latency depends on 4 things, which is the transcriber, the model, the LLM model, then the voice which we're using, and the transporter. So let's configure our model right now. We're going to be using OpenAI for this one, but there are other LLMs that you can use. Now, when it comes to the model that we're going to use, this is very important. You have to select the model that is conversational and has good latency. Right now, the default is very good that WAPI provides, GPT-4o cluster. As you can see, this one right here, it is multimodal, conversational, and it is standard with a very good latency, and cost is also it's less than a freaking cent. Right, but there are other models as well that you can play with, but they have high latencies and different costs. But in my experience, GPT-4o cluster works really best with appointment setters. Okay, now the first message is we're gonna keep it at assistant speaks first. Now the first message is gonna be this one right here. Then you have the system prompt. This is probably the most important part of the agent when you're configuring. System prompt are basically instructions what our agent will be using while calling or setting an appointment. I have already made the system prompt for our current agent for the wellness industry, but don't worry, I will give you this exact prompt that you can use in your own agents. And also I will be giving you at the end of the video a prompt for ChatGPT that you can use to generate system prompt for any sort of agent in any sort of industry, be it real estate, pest control, insurance, whatever local business it is. All you have to do, insert the time zone and the industry niche, and then you will have the system prompt. I'm going to give you that GPT prompt at the end of the video. Okay, so let's copy and paste this system prompt right here. Okay, the model is pretty much configured, and let's close it right now. Voice configuration. We're going to be using 11 Labs, as I mentioned, because right now it is the best in the industry when it comes to AI voices. So select 11 Labs, and the voice. There is one voice that I really like in 11 Labs, and they don't provide it here. So I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna add that voice here. So the first thing is add voice ID manually. So let's get that ID right now. Go to the 11 Labs voices and apply filters. Choose language English, accent American. Make sure that it's conversational agent and female. Okay, that's all we need. Apply filters. The third agent, Hope. This is the voice that I really like. Listen to this yourself.
Okay, so this might sound silly, but I just got this weird sparkly feeling in my chest, and I think I'm actually falling in love.
See the way she uses ums and ahs and pauses? That's what makes it so conversational and realistic. But there are other voice agents you can play with.
So, like, this guy walks up to me and says, "Hey, miss, did you park your..."
Right. So we're gonna use Hope here. Click on the three dots, copy voice ID, go back to WAPI, paste it here. Okay, the model is 11 Turbo V2.5. Let's see, once I publish it, we'll be able to see how these models are affecting our latency. So we'll be able to adjust it accordingly. So let's publish it. See, the latency is still 1050. Sometimes what happens is that when you use different providers, because I told you the voice providers affect latency. Right now we have 11 Labs, right? And you can see it shows 11 Labs Turbo V2.5. Oh, now it's showing 1200 ms, so it's not that good, so we'll have to decrease it. I'm gonna click on the model for 11 Labs, and let's go with the version 2. Let's see how this plays out. See, it's 875 now. So what happened was the voice model that we were using, it increased the latency above it didn't increase above 1200, but it was at 1200, which is not that good. But I decreased it to 875 just by changing the model of the voice provider that we're using. Right now we have the voice configured. We don't need additional configuration, no fallback voices. Fallback voices is basically if your LLM is hallucinating and it's not performing well, or the server is down, the agent will transfer the call to another agent, and that's basically a fallback voice for your agent, right? We don't need it right now. Then the transcriber is, we're going to use DeepGram, the best in the industry right now, the default. Tools, we haven't made any tools yet. These two function tools are only they're not configured. We're going to be building tools right now in the in a bit. Then nothing else basically. Now in order to connect WAPI, this agent, this Riley, to an outside provider, what you will be doing is you will be using an HTTPS request, right? And the way you're gonna connect WAPI with the outside world is get that production URL from whatever outside automation builder you're using, Make or N8N. Let's say it's N8N. You're gonna use a production URL of the HTTPS request, and you're gonna go to the messaging and paste that server URL right here, right? This is how you connect WAPI from the outside tool builders, right? N8N or make.com or relevant or whatever. So we don't need it right now, so I'm not gonna configure it, just to guys give you a little bit knowledge on how we connect it actually to the outside tools. Okay, so our agent here is configured. Let's move to the tools right now. So I'm gonna be creating 3 tools here: calendar, and then checking availability, and Google Sheets. So let's build our first tool. Let's start with Google Calendar, create event. Okay, now let's name it Google Sheets tool. Don't worry, you will get this in entire document in the description. I'll paste the link there. Okay, let's name it this. We don't need to add description here. It's only for the inside. Now we need calendar ID and time zone. Okay, so let's get the calendar ID. Go to your Google Calendar, and we're gonna be creating a new calendar here. So as you can see on the left side, other calendars, click on plus and create a new calendar. Let's name it Wellness Partners. Time zone, we're gonna be using New York, Eastern Standard Time. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Eastern European, Central European. Where the fuck is it? There you go. New York. Okay. Create calendar. There you have it. In order to get the calendar ID, we're gonna click on the calendar on the left side and then scroll down. This is where you can get the calendar ID. Copy it, paste it right here. Now, as you know, we used New York, so I'm gonna be using New York here too, and then I'm gonna click save. Okay, now our Google sorry, I named it Google Sheets. Sorry, this was Google Event Calendar. Sorry about that. Google Calendar Event 2. Yeah, there you go. Save it. Now, what this tool is going to do is create the appointment inside our calendar. Okay, right here. And I'll be showing you guys at the end when we're gonna test this agent. Okay, let's create our second tool. Check availability. Okay, let's name it Google Calendar Check Availability Tool. I think it was basically the same name. No need for a description. Now again, we need the same calendar ID and time zone. Time zone is gonna be American New York. Calendar ID, let's get it again. Google Calendar. Copy the ID, paste it here, save it. Okay, now check availability tool is connected to, and what this tool is going to do is before setting up any appointment, it will check the calendar whether or not we have that slot available for the caller. Okay, now let's create our final tool, which is Google Sheets. Okay, let's name it. Yeah, I think it's the default name again. Okay, no need for the description again. We need the spreadsheet ID and the range. Okay, the spreadsheet ID, I've already created the sheet for this and named it Wellness Partners. Make sure that there is no spaces in the name. And also make sure to change the name of your tab right here to whatever the name is right here. Okay. And another thing that you're gonna do is for the phone number, you're gonna click this row and then format number and make sure it's on plain text, because when when our agent is inserting the phone numbers here, the default of Google Sheet is there are different rules and stuff like that, so number is not in a correct format, so we have to make sure that it's plain format. Okay, so we need, what do we need? We need a spreadsheet ID and range. So in order to get the spreadsheet ID, you can see in the URL right here, it starts from D and ends at edit. Between both these things, we have a string, which is the Google Sheet ID. I'm gonna copy this, paste it right here. Okay, now we need the range. In order to get the range of any sheet, I have a prompt from ChatGPT. So the way it's gonna work is you're gonna open ChatGPT here. Okay, wait, okay, let's use this one. I'm gonna be taking the screenshot of this. Okay, then I'm gonna use this prompt. It's called sheet parser prompt. Give me the sheet name plus event range I should use for this appending data. Click on it. Now we have the A1 range, which is Wellness Partners A to C. I'm going to copy this and paste it right here. Okay, save it. Now we have all of our tools configured. Let's delete these two because we don't need this. Now the next step is connecting these tools with the assistant. Go to the assistant, go to the tools, select all, which is only 3 we have. That's it, publish it. Now our tools are connected. So Riley now knows what tools to use at what specific, for what specific task. Now, another very important thing to do is that since our tools are connected, but VAPI itself isn't connected to our Google Sheets and Google Calendar. So in order to do that, we're going to go to More and Integrations. Search for Google Calendar, Google Sheets. We need to connect these two. Click on Google Calendar, connect. Connecting Google Calendar Sheet is just like signing up. You just have to click a couple of buttons and then you're good to go. Now our Google Calendar is connected. Now let's connect the Google Sheets. Go back to integrations, search for Sheets, connect. Make sure it's the same account that you're using inside VAPI which is connected to your Sheets and Calendar as well. Okay, so Google Sheets are connected too. Now, let's test our agent, right? Click Talk to Assistant.
Thank you for calling Wellness Partners. This is Riley. How may I help you today?
Hi Riley, I would like to book up a consultation for tomorrow.
I'd be happy to help you with scheduling. Could you tell me what type of consultation you're looking to book?
I don't know, your primary consultation?
Great. A primary care consultation is a good choice for general health concerns. Do you have a specific provider you'd like to see, or would you prefer the first available appointment?
I don't know any of your providers, so let's go with the first available appointment.
No problem. Are you a returning patient, or will this be your first appointment with us?
First time.
Since this is your first visit, please arrive 20 minutes before your appointment to complete new patient forms. I'll need to collect some basic information from you. Could I have your full name, date of birth, and a phone number where we can reach you?
Yes, my full name is Mike Tyson. My date of birth is 9th July 1992, and my phone number is 111-222-3333.
Thank you, Mike. What time tomorrow would work best for your appointment? Do you prefer a morning, afternoon, or early evening appointment?
Can we do early morning, 10 a.m.?
Just to confirm before I schedule it, should I book a primary care consultation for you on January 19th, 2026 at 10 a.m.?
Yes, Riley. Yes.
Your primary care consultation is scheduled for tomorrow, January 19th, 2026 at 10 a.m. Please arrive 20 minutes early to complete new patient forms and bring your insurance card and photo ID. The appointment will last approximately 30 minutes. Thank you for scheduling with Wellness Partners. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, Riley. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for scheduling with Wellness Partners and have a great day.
Now let's check our calendar and sheets. Primary consultation 8 p.m. This is a different time zone because I live in a different time zone. So primary care consultation, Mike Tyson. Let's check Google Sheets. You have Mike Tyson, date of birth, and phone number. So guys, it's working properly, and sometimes these tools won't be working successfully. You just have to make sure that you have the correct calendar ID, you have the correct spreadsheet ID, and both of these tools are connected to VAPI directly, okay, in the integration section. Okay, now this section is, I'm gonna break down the cost of this agent running practically inside a business. So when you're pitching to a business, you should be able to explain the ROI, right? So First thing first, you need to understand that booking per appointment is going to be configured based on the minutes, right? And the rate that we usually get from these agents is 0.15 to 0.17. Our exceeded around 0.21, so it's still not that much. And the average length of a call in setting up an appointment is 2 to 4 minutes per call, right? Setting up an appointment doesn't take longer than this. The cost per booked appointment for a business owner would be anywhere from 0.4 to 0.7 dollars, 4 to 7 cents. And if we are to exceed this on a monthly timeline, so let's say that a business has 50 bookings every month on average, then this tool will cost around 25 to 35 dollars a month. And if a business has 100 bookings, 45 to 70. With 300 bookings, 135 to 200 dollars. With this calculator, you can calculate any sort of cost, for whatever number of appointments that a business has. Now, in order to make sure that this is the cost, we have to make sure the latency is between 800 milliseconds to 1 second, which is around 1200 seconds as well, which is fine, but just don't exceed 1200 ms. Okay, so this is the cost breakdown. Okay, so the last part of this tutorial is connecting the phone number. So in order to do that, you have to go to phone numbers and then create a phone number. So you have a bunch of different options here. You can use WebP SIP. This is the number that WebP provides itself. You can import from Twilio, Vonage, Telnix, and BYO SIP trunk number as well. You will need, for all of these, you will need the credentials. Let's say for Twilio, you will need Twilio SID and their auth token. We're going to use a free WebP number for this tutorial purpose. So let's give it a state code. Let's go with 452. Let's see if we have this number. No, we don't have it. Let's see 313. Okay, let's name it Riley. And now we have the inbound phone number. So the next thing is we're gonna connect this with the agent. As you can see here, assistant, select the assistant. We have Riley here. Select Riley, save. So now our phone number is connected to our agent. Let me show this to you guys real quick. This phone number from my phone right here. We have, I'm dialing it right now on my iPhone, 313-306 and 9559. We just have to make sure this is Riley, right? So I'm gonna dial it.
This is Riley. How may I help you today?
Hi Riley, I would like to book up a consultation for tomorrow.
I'd be happy to help you with that. What type of appointment are you looking to schedule for tomorrow?
What type do you guys have?
We offer various types of appointments, primary care, and both illnesses.
Just at primary care. So that's how you connect your phone number with your agent. Okay, service 3. Now we have AI chatbots. Built on VoiceFlow and WordPress. One thing about these two platforms, WordPress is developer heavy but has more features. VoiceFlow is simpler and more efficient in a way that you can spin up a chatbot in just 30 minutes and sell that to a client as a demo. But if it's a complex agent, it takes a little bit more time. One thing I do love about WordPress is their native integrations on WhatsApp, Messenger, and Telegram. In VoiceFlow, you don't have that luxury. It's like you build a chatbot, install it onto our website, which I'll show you how to do that in our operations section. And that's pretty much it. So again, same job as a voice agent. They accept that they type instead of talk. It sits on their website and inside WhatsApp, answer questions and book appointments. When it hits something it does not know, it pulls in a real person. The human is still there, just doing far less. That's how it creates value. Okay, same rule. The chatbot talks, but N10 or relevance does the work behind it. Now let me show you how to actually build a chatbot. So for AI chatbots, the platform that is beginner friendly and can be used to build your first chatbot and actually sell it to an e-commerce store, to a dentist, to a local business is VoiceFlow. Own your customer experience from resolutions to ROI. The AI agent platform that helps customer experience teams customer support teams on every customer interaction, improving resolution, controlling costs, and delivering better customer outcomes. So once you sign up, it's free to sign up on this platform. You can simply sign up with your Gmail, and once you sign up, you're going to be brought to this exact section right here. Now it gives you a very beautiful interface. Like, it's very simple and beginner friendly. You can just describe what sort of AI agent you want to build, and it will build it for you. But I actually want to walk you through each and every single things inside this platform, so you know exactly what is what. Okay, so before we do that, if I go on the left side, you can see you have projects. This is all of your chatbots. You have usage, you have plans and billing, you have members and phone numbers. We rarely use phone numbers because the phone numbers are basically used inside VoiceFlow for the customer to call, and since VoiceFlow is not that good of a voice agent platform, it's mainly chatbot, even though they do have the voice feature. So they give you the option to add the number, but this is something that we don't really use. You have the documentation about everything that you need to know about the platform itself. Then you have the API reference, tutorials, their own academy, customer support and contact sales. Nothing to worry about right here. So home, and if you want to create a new agent, just go on, click projects, click on new project, give it a name, and obviously make sure it's chat, not voice. Objective is resolution. Always keep this resolution, because our idea is to just make sure that the every conversation that comes in gets solved completely. So that's what recommended as well. Okay, and then don't do this, don't describe the prompt here, because we're going to be doing it manually, and just click on start from scratch. So I actually built an AI agent for you, so I'm going to walk you through everything step by step on what that actually looks like. Okay, so this is a customer support agent for a track flow company, which is a B2B management company, a dummy agent basically. So there are a couple of interesting things that you need to understand here, and if you do that, this entire platform will become really easy for you to understand, and it will become easy for you to build the chatbots. So first, you have the LLM selection here. Okay, if I click on it, you will see a bunch of different LLMs that you use. Now another interesting thing is that it gives you the speed, cost, and intelligence of each model, which is really good, by the way. As you can see, Sonnet, we have speed is pretty good, the cost is also good, the intelligence is 8.7 out of 10. So this basically helps you in figuring out what sort of model to use for specific cases where intelligence is not required that much. Your agent only has to answer from the PDFs and questions. Then you can go with Haiku, because the intelligence is not that much, speed is good, cost is low. And then you have the Opus. This is the highest intelligent model, and the speed is very comparatively low, and the cost is way too much. So cost is usually based on calculated based on the intelligence. Okay, then you have the Gemini models. We never use Gemini models because in terms of intelligence, Claude is way better than all the other LLMs. And now they actually introduced their own models. I have never tried these, but if you want, you can try these. Obviously at the back end, they are probably using another LLM, borrowed maybe. Okay, and this will give you the cost based off of your model that you select. So if I select like Sonnet, it changes it. If I select Opus, it changes. Okay, so let's go with Sonnet for now. Then you have the global prompt, instructions, playbooks, and global tools and workflows, and then the system tools. That's pretty much it. So first, you have the global prompt. Understand that global prompt is just how you want your agent to act. This is the how of your AI chatbot. So you tell it a role. You are a track flow support AI customer support team for this, a B2B management project management SaaS. What are your goals? What is the style of your communication? And what are your principles, safety, and escalation? Okay, escalation is obviously when you wanna transfer the specific ticket to the team member. Then you have the instructions. Instructions is you telling the agent what to do at specific points of the conversation. So let me explain what that means. And these instructions are actually connected with the playbooks. They work hand in hand, the playbooks and instructions. Let me tell you how. So This is where you tell like how you're going to actually act. Okay, this is the what, this is the how. Open with hi, track flow support here, what can I help you with today? Okay, then you have the triage flow, exactly how you are going to go about connect, like talking to a customer or something. Quickly determine the category by asking one targeted question if unclear. Is this about login access? Is it about login access, billing, or feature not working as expected? Then you have the minimum details that you want to collect. Then you have the routing rules, and then you have efficiency if the user is done. Now the most important part here is the routing rules. Okay, we are instructing agent on how to act. This is how to act. This is mostly how you can say like how you behave and how you approach your conversations. So how to act is, this is just routing these conversations to specific playbooks. Now those playbooks then have tools inside of it, so it can do the tasks for you while talking to the customer. So if I say like, let's say that this agent is talking to a customer and it says like login, billing, invoices, plan, payment method, seat counts, renewal, confusion. If anything is related to this, if the customer asks, route to the billing and suspicion specialist, because this has its own set of instructions on how to figure out all of these things for a customer using the actual tools. When I say tools, now you know what tools mean, because in the basics we discovered what tools are, all the platforms that these AI agents use, like Google Sheets, Gmail, Shopify, Airtable, Make, whatever. So then this is the playbook. This is the main part that you need to understand, because this is how your agent is going to be acting. This is how you instruct your agent to act. If this is the problem, go here. If this is the problem, do this. If this is the problem, do this. Now interesting thing is that while the agent is talking to the customer, it will be conducting actions on the back end, because this is separate from how your agent is talking and how it's instructed to talk. So let me show you what one playbook looks like, so you will understand everything else. So billing and subscription specialist, as you can see here, billing and subscription specialist. If I click on it and if I click on edit source, you will see there is a trigger, handles billing questions for this, invoice, receipts, plan, feature, subscriptions, change, blah 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 blah. And then you have the instructions for this specific playbook, how the tool is going to act. Now this was connected to another tool, which was Zendesk. As you can see on the left side, you have the Zendesk. This is used to basically figure out all the financial stuff for the specific customer. Then you have all the instructions like collect this information first, then resolve the common request, seat counts, proration, payment method failures, plan changes. Like for plan changes, let's say if the customer wants to change the plan, explain what changes the user can make in product and what requires support, confirm effective date expectations. So once this specific task is being is being transferred to the agent, then the instructions go off, and the only thing that works is the playbook, because playbook in and of itself is a set of instructions with some tools that it can use on the back end, which is Zendesk. As you can see at the end, it will say escalation criteria, create a Zendesk ticket when refund, credit request, billing dispute or chargeback is mentioned, and then contract terms, PO, legal review. They cannot access billing due to permission and no admin is available. Amount look incorrect and cannot be validated by documented rules. So when there is something that it can't answer, it will probably escalate this like Zendesk task to a team member. Okay, so these are the instructions. And then on the left side, you can connect different tools. So if there is some other task that it has to perform, like let's say product usage guide, I click on it, edit source. As you can see, there is no tool connected right here because it probably doesn't need it. All the instructions are right here on how to answer. Okay, now imagine there is a situation where the customer has to use, the agent has to use a knowledge base so it can answer the questions according to that knowledge base. So what do? You have two options. You can either just connect inside the system tools. These will be connected to these instructions right here. These. Okay, the instruction, as you can see, knowledge base. If I click on it right now, there is no knowledge base right here. But if I click on the left side right here, knowledge base, I can add a document here, which can be doc, PDF, TXT document, a table or a plain text, or you can also connect it to Zendesk or Shopify to have the knowledge of your entire business, or even a web page or a sitemap. Then if I go back to the agent, it will use this tool to perform the task, which is answering the customer according to the company knowledge base at this end. Now, if I want to have like some more instructions for solving a customer support ticket, then I will have to create another playbook. This is very simple. This goes one step beyond. So then I will create a playbook. If I create a playbook here, create playbook, I will give it the trigger when it should be triggered. For example, the customer asks about the pricing of all the services, trigger this playbook. Then instructions, when the customer asks for it, first try to understand their situation. What is it that they care about in terms of the solutions that we provide as a business. How do you, this is basically how a salesman should talk when they're talking about pricing from the customer, right? Pricing is not the only thing that matters. You have to understand what their situation is so you can have the pricing accordingly. Now, pricing details, if the business has a lot of different information, then you can connect another knowledge base from right here. You can click on it and then click on advanced query settings and then go to metadata filtering, click plus. There are no metadata keys found. This metadata key will only be available once you have a knowledge base instructed right here. Okay, so you add the knowledge base about the pricing right here. You go back to the agent, go back to the playbook, edit source. When you will click here, go to the query settings. This metadata filtering is basically you name your knowledge base and that will show up right here. That is basically metadata, and then that's pretty much it. This trigger is what is right here. Okay, so then this playbook will be separately used to handle the pricing section with all the different instructions. Obviously you can't do all of that inside these instructions because then this will just get too much complicated. This is a great thing about the playbooks used separately, because now you don't have to use tools at this level. We never use tools at this level. We always use tools at the playbook level. Now let me delete this real quick. You have workflows. So workflows is just the advanced feature that you use when you have to install automations inside your agent. Now this is something that it's an advanced thing. We rarely use this, but we do use it in some advanced cases. So probably I will make another video on this later down the line, because this in and of itself can be an entire new course. Okay, but for now, this information, this is more than enough for you to build a very good chatbot that can answer customer queries, books appointments and stuff like that, based off of the client requirements that you have. Then there are some other important things. You have buttons, cards, carousels, web search, and end. Buttons are when your chatbot gives them the options. You can turn them off, turn them on. Cards are basically the there are different sort of options that the agent gives you inside when you're like talking to the agent, to a customer support agent. It gives you all these different things. So it gives you the options on what product or what you can say like service to select. Carousels is the exact same thing, but they are like multiple. And then you have the web search. We don't really need web search, because then it means that if customer is asking something and it requires a web research, it will go onto the internet and then look for the answer and give it the customer to the answer. We almost always keep this off, and end is usually just based on the instructions, so you can also turn this off. Okay, now on the left side we have a couple of more things. So this is deployment widget, right? If I click on it, this is a code snippet. This is exactly explained in our operation setting at the end of the course, so you will know exactly what this is. So you just copy the code and you paste it wherever your client's website is hosted. You can also like make it a little bit design it according to the brand of the the client that you have, their business, their basically entire branding. And then the appearance and style, you can also choose the colors, the primary colors, decide how it looks like, whatever, and also decide what it looks like at the bottom of a website. See, talk to AI. If I click on this, talk AI, click on this, all of these are basically just customer support things, right? By the way, these are the buttons that I told you earlier. These are just used to guide the direction of the conversation. You can close them, turn them off right here. If I go to the agent, turn them off, and then they won't show in the conversation, and then the entire conversation will be guided based off of the instructions that you give it. Okay, so go back to the widget, and then you have the security. Don't really need to do anything here. That's pretty much it. Okay, now in order to like measure this, if I go to the transcripts, this is where it will show all the conversations that your agent is doing with the customers. Evaluations is this is the how your agent was able to resolve a customer support ticket, to what extent. If it's not doing it properly, then you will see exactly where the chat went wrong and solve that specific part. Tests is basically you before you deploy an agent on a website, you can test it, see how it's responding to the instructions and everything that you have given it, and then deploy the agent actually. And you have the analytics. It shows you how many the conversations, like everything that is happening, resolved conversations, total chats and everything. Also, the more important thing, the amount of money that is being spent on the agent running. Now this is very important. This is what you give to your client. They're able to see exactly how much the agent is costing every single conversation. Okay, just one last thing I want you to remember is that the tools, like for example, if there's a chatbot that you want to build and it books appointments, don't use these tools. The exact explanation that I gave in the voice AI agent building, like in the VAPI, the exact same thing can be used here. You just make an API call right here, API call, and then uh, the backend will be configured on NA10, Make, or Zapier to carry out the tasks for you. The concept is the same. We'll never use tools that are default in voice flow, because the results are not that good, in simple words. The last service that we have is AI consulting. Almost every business owner knows AI can help them. Almost none of them know where to put it. Because imagine this, if you're a business owner yourself, the reason you and I always keep watching about AI stuff, we keep watching about AI content, our feeds are full of it, our like Instagram reels are full of it, is because we keep searching for it, and this is our field. For a business owner whose entire thing runs on just fixing people's teeth, right? They don't know what advancement in AI is happening. So most of the time, like I would say like 90% of the time, even right now, most business owners don't know where and how to use AI. It's a big opportunity. The gap is the service. And this basically AI consulting combines with the implementation, which is our AI automation, which we just discussed. So what you do here, basically you sit with them, look at how they actually run things, and tell them where AI fits and where it doesn't. You can sell this before you have built a single thing. This is just you selling the information, you guiding them. There are people out there who are selling custom GPTs and making over $50,000 per month with it. Custom GPTs. So how does custom GPTs work? For example, imagine this, right? There's a dentist who needs to reply to their clients again and again with probably the same information that they have. You can create a custom GPT instead of, again, going to the chatbot builder or whatever, giving you a simpler version, just telling you how AI consulting can work. You can guide them like, okay, you can just use a GPT builder. It saves all of your data. It saves all of the information that you usually provide to your clients, and all you have to do is just ask it what to say to a specific customer, and then it will build the response for you. That's what custom GPT is. Like, it's a custom chat for your business, like a custom chat GPT for your business. You give all of the information about your business, it knows everything about it. If you give that to a dentist and you're like, okay, you can give this to your team, they can use it to reply to your customers if you don't have that much volume. For this information, you can charge $500. And then there comes the building part where you build the custom GPT. Okay. And if you're consulting them, the implementation becomes the natural next step. First, you guide them. Okay, dude, this is the thing that, like, wasting a lot of your time. This can be automated if we use relevance AI and do a couple of things here and there. It will save you at least 4 hours a week. Good. You consulted them, you get paid for it. Now you can build for them. Okay. Sometimes the answer is don't build it. As I said, the custom GPT thing. So you understand where the automation or where the help goes, which parts of the business are worth automating and in what order. But not to build, if it's a small job, then just tell them to use Claude or GPT. Don't sell a system they don't need. Sometimes business is not that complex and you can just charge $300, $500 to just tell them what to do. And how do you get clients for it? Again, I don't think reaching out for consultation is a good strategy. I don't think, I'm sure. You just, the best way is to create content for it. Create content around it, share valuable information. The clients will come to you for consultations. Then there's a custom fit section, which is like every business runs differently. So the answer is shaped around them. It's a custom solution. The same analogy I gave you when you go to a doctor. So before he diagnoses you, it doesn't give you a medicine. So being the person who says you don't need that is exactly what makes them trust you with the things they do need. Consultation, putting yourself in others' shoes, forgetting all about your agency, forgetting all about what you do, and just trying to understand what it is that you can do for them and how is it that they are running their business. And you want to go deeper into it, build a really strong relationship with your client. So he doesn't only buy, gives you good money and also send referrals. Build a relationship. Build a relationship. Talk to them as you're talking to a friend, trying to understand their problems, right? And occasionally you share a joke or two. Occasionally you laugh. Occasionally you share something that is out of the box. Occasionally you ask questions about their situation. Dude, when did you start your business? How long have you been doing this? And tell me a little bit about like how your business works, like on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so this is like you just talking to them, so like you can build a relationship, and building a relationship goes a long way rather than just chasing, which obviously matters. A system that I told you earlier to bring consistent clients, it matters. But what also matters is building relationships, because we are in sort of a business where if we build good relationships, unless you were selling a $5, $10, $50 e-commerce product, you don't have to build a relationship with that client. Add them in a newsletter, keep bombarding them with your updates, and you will get sales. But it's not that, it's a service. So you have to build a relationship. You don't have to, but if you do, it will go a long way. Okay, so now you know what to sell. 4 services, 1 rule underneath all of them. Look before you build. AI automations and agents, AI voice agents, chatbots, and AI consulting, which is, again, it's a little bit separate. You can build your entire business around this, but then you will only have to focus more so on content rather than outreach. But here in these situations, you do both. All right. Now that you know what to sell, let's find out the people who are going to buy it. Okay, now our section 3, which is sales. Now, there are only 2 ways to sell anything. You go to them or they come to you, considering you have something valuable to sell. So first is cold outreach. You go to them. Content, they come to you. At the core of it, this is all there is to it when it comes to sales. Now, there is obviously a different version of it. Like in content, you have one-to-one, one-to-many, the marketing and sales, all that stuff. But like if you like the broader version of it, this is how you get clients. Okay. Now, before I explain the scripts and everything else, I want you to have this frame inside your brain right now. And I think I've already discussed about this, but let me put black. Okay. All we sell is a meeting. Doesn't matter if you're reaching out or they're coming to you. You sell a meeting. So pitching someone anytime or relevance will only get you ignored or told to fuck off over the phone. Nobody likes to be sold. We like to be consulted about our choices. So you're not selling automation. You are offering 15 minutes to look at their business. Make sense? So when you are in a meeting, all you have to do is just shut the fuck up and let them talk have them talk. Ask questions that you think they might like answering. Let them talk. The more they talk, the more you have in terms of information that you can use to close them. Okay, that is why asking good questions again is such an underrated skill, because if you ask good questions, you can figure out more of about what their situation is. If you know more information about your adversary or your opponent or someone you're negotiating with, you have more chances of influencing their decision. Okay, and on top of all of that, cherry on the top, they will feel like they have just found a friend, so they will just buy from you. So okay, so what that sounds like in terms of actual scripts, or your framing, or how you communicate. Look, man, I don't know. Hold on, let me change the color for this. I don't know if automation is even going to work in your business, because everyone's situation is different. This is the frame, this is the usual, like the conversation that you're going to have, sort of a frame whenever you're talking to someone, be it on a phone, on a call, or a meeting, or whatever. Obviously I'm going to give you the exact scripts, but remember this frame and this conversation. But I am happy to open a quick call to see if there is something we can automate using AI. You can use that and save you 6, 10, even 20 hours a week. We might not be a fit, but you will walk away knowing exactly how to use AI in your business. See how it's like, it's not, there is no pressure, right? There is no sales tactics, there's nothing. And you actually are telling them that you might not be a fit, that you might be just, willing to walk away. Never be needy, not even on your first meeting. Plenty of fish in the sea. Okay. So there are two ways to start here for our outreach. First, we have, hold on, let me change the, okay. So first we have a free way, and then you have the paid way. Oh, you want to take outreach serious, I would recommend the paid one. But if you want to go like really, really slow with your cold outreach, there are free ways as well. So first of all, how do you get leads? You find them through Google Maps manually, or you can use tools to get those, like extract those emails. So all you need is basically just phone their their name, email, phone, and their website straight off of the from their website. And then for sending it, you can use this platform called Mail Meteor. It's $6 a month. They also have a free version which allows you to send 500, I think, emails every single month. I mean, even at $6, it's basically free, comparatively the platforms like Lamblist or Snowvio or Instantly, where you're giving away like anywhere from $50 to $100 every single month based off of your sending volume. So at the free version, I'm going to show you how you can use this platform. And the paid version is you get leads from Apollo. You set up a filter. I'm going to show you how you can filter those leads, like who exactly to target, which is really important. And then for sending, you can use Lamblist, Snowvio, or Instantly. I have personally used Snowvio, and I have used a couple of times Lamblist. Lamblist is really good because they have a very big database of like leads that you can reach out to. So again, this is built for volume and follow-ups. If you are about to you want to send around 150 to 200 emails every single day, go through this route. If you want to do like only 50 emails a day, this is good, but again, it's going to be slow because you're only reaching out to 50. The free way takes time. As I said, this is exactly why most people won't do it. And that is also the reason why businesses you reach out have never been approached before. Because if you do this thing manually, a lot of businesses that are on Google Maps are sometimes not on the lists of these platforms like Apollo or platforms that give you leads. So if you find their email and number, you will be surprised to find out how many people have ever actually been approached before for selling them the automation stuff. Now let me show you all three one by one, for pulling out the leads into a sheet, and then using Apollo, and then using Mail Meteor. Okay, so right now I am on my Google Sheet. Now, all you need, to be honest, is their name, email, and their website. You can also add phone number here, but I didn't do so because you can also get it again from their by going to their website. Okay, so I've collected 5 dummy emails here just to show you how you can use Mail Meteor to send emails. Okay, so first thing you're gonna do is create an account on Mail Meteor. This is a platform, mailmeteor.com. Once you create an account, it's simple. You can just create it from your Google and then go to the dashboard. Once you are on the dashboard, you will be able to see that you can now create a new campaign. You can write your email, your subject line. You can select your recipients, put your spreadsheet right here. But I'm going to show you a way where you can just send emails directly from your Google Sheet. Okay. Then also after that, you have the templates. To be honest, we don't really need it. Never create a template for cold emails. Okay. So don't need it. Contacts. This get populated when you start reaching out to people. And then you have analytics. This is where you track all your emails sent, your clicks, your opens. Most of this is unlocked because if we go to the account section, let me show you, there is a plan that they have. Hold on, where is it? If I click on upgrade now, I see you can see here 5.99, 5,000 emails per month. It's more than enough. Send with autopilot, share templates, email verification. This is also very important if you are finding emails manually and using them like this on your sheet. Okay, because a lot of those emails will be old, and when you send emails to them, it's going to get bounced back. Basically, if the email bounces back, then it means that your sender reputation, the email that you're using to send the emails, is going to be lower and lower, which will lower your open rates because your emails will start going to spam. All right. So these are the plans that you can see. You can start with this, or you can start with free. But again, both work based on how fast you want to go. Okay. Then you have the verification, as I said, email verification. When you have the emails, you collect your emails. I'm going to show you how you send it, and in that method it also shows you what emails are not verified. You can't send emails to those emails because most of the time those emails don't really, those mailboxes don't even really exist because their domain has expired or whatever, for whatever reason. Then you have the warm up. Now this is pretty important. I'm going to get to this later down the line. Warming up an email means that these platforms like Mail Meteor or Snowy or Instantly, and by the way, if you use Instantly, you use Snovio or Lemlist or whatever, Snovio. When it comes to the actual nitty gritty stuff, like you sending this procedure of sending the emails and setting up a warm-up account is almost always the same in all of these platforms. The only difference is the interface. Everything is the same. Like if I go to the solutions, generate leads, they will give you the lead database. I go to products here. I don't know why it's not loading. And then if I go to the product, you have lead database, email finder, bulk email finder, phone number finder, email deliverability, right? Email warm up, email verifier. See, email verifier, email warm up, the same thing, verifier warm up. Okay, so idea is the same. So again, if you are familiar with even with this platform, you know how to use it. You will be it will be very easy for you to use these platforms too. Okay. And even if you do get stuck, their support is really, really good. Plus their documents that they give you about the platform, which you can just, you can go to Learn, Snowy Academy, and Knowledge Base. All of these platforms usually have, I don't know why it's not loading. Okay, here you go. If I go down below, you have, hold on, let me see, use cases, resources, Instantly Academy, you have their blog, your help desk, everything is in there that will help you understand the platform. It's pretty easy. To be honest, if you have used couple of online platforms before, like if you're not a complete beginner to the online space, you will figure out, after watching this video, you will figure out these platforms in under 15 minutes max. That's it. Okay, so let's go to this verification. Then you have deliverability. It will keep telling you how many emails are delivering or going to spam. Activity, this is your activity of the emails. When was the last email opened, clicks, or whatever. You have your senders, again, same thing, emails. the recipients that you're sending to. Events, this is if you have something that takes them somewhere, that's an event, like clicks. For example, you send them an email and there's a social media link to that. If they click on it, that's an event. It will show up right here. You have the email finder. You can use this to find email. I don't really recommend it. They don't have really that much database for this. And then email finder, yeah, there's the same thing. Email lookup, it's also the same thing. This is also like you can give the name of the company, like you give them an email. It's the reverse of this. Full name and company, they will give you emails, they will give you full name and company. Okay. And then you have more email tools. You don't really need that much. Okay, so go back to campaigns. The way you send emails is you first create a Google sheet like this. Then you add their extension, not their extension, I think it's called what do you call it? I think it's basically an add-on. You can say you go to extensions, you click on add-ons, get add-ons, and once you are here, you're going to search for hold on, mail meteor. There you go. And then once you have it right here, you're going to install it. Choose your exact Google account. Select all. Here you go. It's going to be installed and has been installed. Next, done. Okay, now if I could click on extensions, as you can see, we have Mail Meteor here. I can click on new campaign and start sending these emails. Now, this account, because I just logged in from this account, for profit11 at gmail.com. This is the exact Gmail that I used for creating this account. Another important thing you need to understand is that you will have to have an email, like a professional email, like name at youragencyname.com, not at gmail.com, because if you understand, over 50 emails every single day, normal Gmails are not built for that. You have to have a professional email. So you buy a domain and then you buy a professional email from that exact platform. Could be Hostinger. Let me show you. Hostinger. It could be GoDaddy, could be Namecheap, whatever. If you go to the products, we have domain. You find the domain, and then you when it comes to the email, you create a professional email based off of the domain that you just bought. You know how it's like, if it's like aiforprofit.com, it becomes Hassan at aiforprofit.com. Okay. So you have to, if I come to the email section, right, you have this section here on the left, senders. You click on it and then you click add sender, and then you give it the name and the email address that you have. Then it's going to take you to the next steps, and it's just going to be adding 1 or 2 records. They're going to guide you. It's not that complicated. Just add your name and your professional email, and then 1 record you will have to add in the platform where you built your domain from, and then that will be pretty much it. You're good to go, and that connects your professional email. And then all you have to do is just come to the campaigns. If you click on new campaign, as you can see, from you have this, and then your email list will be shown right here. And once you select that, then you go to the Google Sheets, and then you send the email. Then it will be sent from your professional email. So I'm sure you how you actually send it. So extensions, Mail Meteor, you click on new campaign. Okay, then you select your Gmail, whatever the professional email that we selected, that we attached, and then the recipients in B column. As you can see, it already detected where the emails are and gave you the recipients in column B. You have the subject and you have the company, the email. So let me show you. Obviously, we're gonna go to this these templates later down the line. But I'm just showing you how you actually send the emails. Let me grab a template real quick. Hi. Now, for the first name, I am going to be using, if I click on insert variable, as you can see, I have name, email, and website. As you can see, we have name, email, and website. So I'm going to select name here. Okay. Now, hi, whatever the name is, Jamie, Colin, whatever, and then it's going to send the email. Okay. You can also, if I click here, you can also schedule it. Okay. And you can also follow up. Now, most of these features come with the paid plan. But I think the schedule comes with the free plan too. So that's pretty much it. You click on send now. Okay, it says to send emails using this. You will need to configure first. Let's do that. And again, by the way, this is free Gmail. Don't use this. This is just to give you an overview of how this works. When you have a professional email connected, you're just gonna emails are being sent. You're just gonna select your professional email and then you're good to go. Okay, emails are being sent. It's gonna get populated here as well. If I go here, email sent, one is sent. Two are sent, as you can see. If I keep refreshing it, it's gonna show me in real time all the emails that have been sent. 3 emails sent. The important thing here is that it's gonna give you the open rates. That's what matters. At any point your open rates fall below 50%, change your subject lines. And again, I'm gonna walk you through exactly how to create killer subject lines and give you proven subject lines as well. So the idea is anytime your open rates fall below that, you improve your subject line. So these metrics, they matter, because if you do want to make cold outreach successful, then you have to keep sure, you have to make sure that your email is warmed up properly. I'm going to show you how. Your reputation is pretty good, your open rates are pretty good, and your reply rates are pretty good. Only then you can make this work successfully. All right. Now that you understand all of this, one thing is the warm up. Okay, I'm gonna get to that later down the line in detail as well. But for now, just understand that you can warm up here. But for Mail Meteor, it's paid. But there's a platform that gives it to you for free if you're just starting out. You can use Snovio. Okay, this platform right here, Snovio. You can use it for your, as I can see, if I go to product, email warm up, it allows you to warm up your email for, I think, 450 emails. So basically, email warmup is these senders like Snovio and Mail Meteor, they will create like fake human like emails, and they will just send back and forth with your actual professional email. So the mailboxes will know that it's a real human. That's pretty much what email warmup is. Okay. So again, the idea is basically the same. You just have to make sure that your email warmup stays active as you're sending emails again and again. So warm up your email first. This is a step almost everyone skips, and it is why their emails never get a single reply. Buy a professional domain, as I said, and then never send cold outreach from a free Gmail. Then there's a brand new email that suddenly sends 50 emails a day. Looks like a spammer to Google. Your emails go straight to the spam folder and nobody even sees them. Warming up builds your reputation slowly first, so the providers learn to trust you. Okay, how to warm up? Starting out, Snovio is free warm up. You can turn on and leave running. It's free for only your first 450 emails, which runs for 14 to 20 days. That's pretty much it. And then you have to buy their plans. So it's just good for like the starting point. Built in, you have paid Lamlist and Mail Meteor included. Mail Meteor on a higher plan. As I said, warmup is not free. It's only free in Snovio for the first 14 or 20 days. That's it. But you need consistent warmup if you're consistently sending cold emails. Let it warm at least 1 full week before you send a single cold email. Longer is better than ease in. Start at 20 emails a day and work up. Aim for 50 or more every single day. If you're serious about scaling on cold emailing, buy one platform that includes warm-up, as I said earlier. Okay. Now let me show you the actual scripts. Okay. Before I show you the scripts, let me also show you, just so you know, how you warm up your email in Snovio. Once you sign up, you're gonna be brought to here, and then deliverability, click on email warm up, and then add mailbox, choose email accounts, add email, and then this is your space where you add your professional email account. So what I do recommend is, obviously, when you buy, let's say you buy a professional email from Hostinger, then just if you attach that on Google Workspace, it's going to work extremely well, because the the authority of Gmail is better than any other mailbox. But if you don't want to do it, don't want to pay an extra $10 for Google Workspace, just go to other providers and select whatever platform you choose. You used to buy your domain from, Hostinger, GoDaddy, wherever you click Hostinger, then it's going to show you, all you have to do is your name. It's going to be your full name, email address that you bought from Hostinger, and the password that you set up when you created that professional email in Hostinger. So when you buy the domain and then you buy the email, they will give you an option to set up a password. That exact password will be used here. And then you check connection and then you're good to go. Then you will add account, and then it will ask you to select the number of emails that you want to send every single day for the warm up. Go with the default everything, next. There are going to be 2 nexts after this, and you're done. That's pretty much it. If you still have confusion, you are like, okay, there's something confusion, I don't understand what's going on, just comment in the video below and mention me, and I'll just get back to you. Also, you can talk to their support as well if you face any issues. But again, any confusion, you can just let me know in the comments and I'll guide you. Now, let me show you the actual script, the exact emails that I sent, and the psychology behind why they work. So first part of any email is a subject line. This decides whether or not your emails are going to get opened. Probably the single most important metric while reaching out to people via email. Look, I've tried hundreds of subject lines like in my cold emails, and these are the ones that actually work. There are only 2 categories of these. You either ask a question or you personalize it. Another important thing you need to understand is that once you start reaching out, your niche might not respond to the first subject line you will try. Okay, so keep changing. Even these are proven. Sometimes some niches are not adaptive to a single subject line. You have to change. So keep changing across the subject lines. Eventually, you will find one of these that gets the most amount of open rates than others. Depends on your niche. It's just how the cold outreach works. Different niches have different reactions to what you say to them and what when you reach out, because they get bombarded by a million other people trying to sell them a million different things. But last but not least, always track your open rates so you can improve them. You can use this free Snowy extension to do that. Again, you don't really need it if you are using Mail Meteor or any other paid platform. Now, question, subject lines you can use. Are you looking to run your operations with AI? Question mark. Are you looking to eliminate manual admin work with AI? Question mark. Are you using AI agents in your business? Question mark. Are you busy? Question mark. Using AI? Question mark. AI agents for their company name. Inquiry? Question mark. New inquiry? Question mark. Their name, your name, hi, their first name with exclamation mark. This has worked extremely well for me. Are you using AI for manual work? Their first name. Okay. Then the email body. So I have written these email bodies for different sort of niches. So you can, like, for one, we have automations. Then we have for voice agents. I think for chatbots is the exact same thing. So the idea is, you first personalize, which is your first name. Found your email from Google Maps. I'm going to be honest with you here. Look, there's a concept of personalizing where you literally talk something that you liked about them. Now, this is a little bit complex, because if you do that manually, then you'll have to do it manually for every single email, for every single client. That can take a lot of time. Okay. But if you use platforms like Lemlist or Instantly, they have built-in features for personalization, like AI personalization. So it goes to the company's website, finds out what is something good to talk about, and then it talk about it. So personalization works really good. But again, manually it's going to take more time. But if you want to pay for it, you will have to buy the platforms. Okay. So since in our case right here, we can, but this case is not fully personalized. So we can say, look, man, I'm going to be honest with you here. I help accounting firms automate at least 50 to 60% of their admin work. This number changes, depends on how your business currently operates. With AI automation, saving them at least 50 to 12 hours a week or more of manual admin work without any upfront cost. I'm not sure if this is something that will work for you, but I would love to see if there is something in your business that can be automated with AI agents. Would it be okay? This sentence is your North Star. Don't forget this. Use it all the time. Would it be okay if I send some information on how this works inside your business? And most of the time, they're going to say yes, because you're only asking them for some information. After that, you send the demo and you invite them to a call. Okay, so after you send this, after the info, you're like, hey, sent you information yesterday, because they're not going to reply to the information you sent. So after 1 day of sending the information, you're going to send this email. Would it be okay if we schedule a quick 15-minute Zoom call this week or next week sometimes, because I have to show you how I can actually help you inside your business right now. Best Hassan. Now this won't be a sales call. I'll just try to understand if there is something that we can potentially save time with. That's pretty much it. After that, you just keep following up. Hey, saw you, send some information, haven't heard back from you, stuff like that. Couple of more follow-ups, but this is going to be more than enough for you to get into a meeting where you then consult rather than selling. Okay, now the important sentence here to remember is this: would it be okay if we schedule a quick 15-minute Zoom call? All right, now when you're asking them that you want to hop on a call, you're not a stranger anymore. This is not a big ask. If you reach out to someone cold and they don't know you, and you're asking them to hop on a call, it's very hard. Now at least there is some touch point. You have sent them first email, they have replied, of course, send me some information. Now you have something going on here. So you're not a complete stranger. So that's why this thing works. Okay. So these are your scripts. Again, this document is also included in the description. You can get everything from there, so don't worry about it. Okay, one thing I forgot to add was using Apollo. So it's just like you were finding emails manually. Now you have to find emails through Apollo. You will have to pay for it, but I think it gives 50 emails for free, I guess. But let me show you how you actually use it. So once you sign up, you're going to be brought to this platform, and mind you, you cannot sign up with a simple Gmail. You will have to have a professional email at youragencyname.com, like with your domain, to sign up on this. And you go to the people, and then you target your ICP, which is your your niche. Let's say we go dentists in Texas. You go here, and then it's going to loading the skills. Give the list. Gina, Jeff, all of these. I think we have 3,300. 3,300. This is only in Texas, one state. You can do a bunch of different niches, a bunch of different niches, a bunch of different states. Pretty good. And their emails are also verified, which is also pretty good. And another thing that you need to remember is that if you are going to the companies section, like you wanna, like, for example, you want to do insurance companies, right? So insurance companies in Texas. Now what's important here is that you select the country, and also you can also hold on, I think we go back. Let me see. Insurance companies in let's say Texas. It's already in US. So employee count is what I want to tell you. Don't go above 20, because after that it's just like, it's very hard to sell your stuff to these. So there's no point. Just go to maximum 1 to 10 or 11 to 20, and it's going to give you the list of all the insurance companies with this criteria. And then once you have that, you're going to click here to like select the number of companies you want to export. So let's say we want to do 50. Apply. I think you reach a full. Okay, how about let's just go with a 25 for now. 25, just to show you how do you export. Apply, and then it will select the 25 companies. I don't know why it's not going, but basically what happens is that, let me go with 5. Okay, 5, and then you just click on export, and then name it, and then export this as CSV, and then export records. Then you will have the list of the companies that now you can reach out to. Now you can use it inside Mail Meteor, or also just copy and paste it inside your CSV, and then keep sending your emails. Okay, Apollo also allows you to send emails from this. You have engaged sequences emails, but again, I think this is what paid, right? All this is paid. So yeah, that's how you basically use Apollo. The main idea, obviously the using platform This platform is not that complicated. Just the idea is, if you want to get leads fast, you pay for it. If you want to do it slow, you do it manually. It takes time. So the basic idea is, if you want to send cold outreach at mass, you have to invest in these platforms. You have to buy these platforms. So that's the whole thing. Now, my favorite part: content. Content makes everything else work. Whatever you do, cold outreach, warm outreach, ads, your content makes every one of them 10 times better, because they look you up. If they look you up and find nothing, they don't reply. They look you up, find value, they book the call. This is how you get clients on autopilot. Now, you already have the idea. Like, most people are confused on, like, what should we create the content about? It's what you're building or what you're doing every single day in your AI agency. That's your content. Your actions are your content. Now, is that going to work if you just talk about it? No. Because the way content works, guys, is that there are already proven frameworks, already proven packages. You just have to recognize that, learn how to recognize that, which I'm going to show you how. And then you insert your idea into that package and your content will work. Now, you can call this like, oh, no, this is being a copycat. No, you don't reinvent the wheel. There are systems, there are formats that already work. There is a way people package content and people watch it. You have to just copy that way and insert your idea, and then your content will work. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it with real examples. Again, you have something valuable to say. Someone out there has already said something like it in a way that got attention online. Whatever you want to say has already been said online. Remember that. So you have to differentiate yourself. Your only job is to package your idea inside their proven format. That's it. You can either sound smart or get rich, your choice. This concept, understand this. Treat it like a black box. Okay, let me put this, because this is interesting. A black box. So what is a black box? A black box is something where you can see what goes in and what comes out. But what you don't see, what you don't need to understand, is the machinery inside it. Just learn, if I do X, I get Y. So a piece of content works. A LinkedIn post works. There is someone out there who created content on how to get clients, or how they provide their SEO services, and that post blew up. You provide AI automation services. There is a pattern there. That package you can copy. I'm going to show you how. So you saw that the input is like, okay, this guy wrote in this specific way, and then the output was, it got views, attention, likes, comments, and probably more than probably clients. You don't need to know why something works. You just have to show what you can do that increases the likelihood of the outcome that you want. If you want to be charismatic, there are books out there that teach you how to be charismatic. Bullshit. How do you actually become it? If you see a charismatic person, all you have to do is just figure out what he actually does and just do that. That will increases the likelihood of you being charismatic. So for example, you're like, okay, this person is very charismatic because he attracts a lot of people to him. But what does he actually do? Actions that you can copy. Okay, whenever he meets someone, he greets them by their name. Whenever he meets someone new, he always has a smile on his face. So if you copy these actions, you become charismatic. That's the thing. You just have to copy the actions that work and your ideal people are doing, and just inject your own ideas into it, and your stuff will work too. Your idea, the way you like, I'm sure everyone who is watching this video, every single one person who is watching this video, including you, has something valuable to say to the world that can improve even a small section of the world. But you just don't believe it because it comes natural to you. I'm 100% sure. I'm willing to bet on it. Like at least one thing, at least one. For a lot of you, there may be a lot of things because you have been through a lot of different experiences. You have learned things. Okay. So you don't grow. Again, where the fuck is my point? You don't grow by theorizing about the algorithm. Fuck the algorithm. You grow by finding people who already get the outputs you want and copying what they do. This is not plagiarism. Okay, I'm going to show you what plagiarism is. If you copy one person, that's plagiarism. If you copy 30, that's research. Pull the hook from one creator, the format from another, the topic angle from a third, blend 50 influencers together, and what comes on the other side, it's what genuinely yours. And if you keep copying these people mixing stuff, eventually you will literally just create your own style. That's how it works. That's how creativity works. Originality is just enough theft mixed well. Okay, so don't copy one competitor, study 30 to 50 people, your direct competitors and your indirect ones, and blend them. Okay, same, swap the topic, keep the frame. Example, this is how you make $9,000 per month with YouTube shops. You can say this is how you make $9,000 per month with AI automations. This is how you make you $9,000 per month. This is a format. This is a package that has proven to work online. If someone wants to get audience for dropshipping and they want to have a dropshipping course, they can say, this is how you make $9,000 per month with Amazon dropshipping. It's going to work with enough time. If you keep time, obviously it takes time to build the audience, to let the algorithm know who is your target audience. It's going to take time. Okay, so same hook, same structure, same format, 70 to 80% of their framing, change the topic. Topic is yours, that's original. Okay, so who you should actually copy as an AI automation agency owner? Other AI agency accounts are where you start. The real edge is copying the ones which are next door. For example, agency creators, people who create content on SEO, web design, copywriting, SMMA, lead gen. Agency owners, people who have agencies of copywriting, people who have SMMA agencies and they create content to get clients. Now, most of these people are going to be on LinkedIn. Okay, steal their client getting content and there I got a client, this result case study format. Software tutorial creators, still the watch me build this screen recording. It is exactly the format your automation demos should use, because there are going to be tutorials where that get a lot of views more than normal. There's going to be a format into it. Now they teach you how to use a specific software. You teach business owners how to build a specific automation. See the similarity? Most of the format, their wording is going to be the same. Their tutorial of YouTube is going to be replaced by your tutorial of building automation. That's it. Find them with Favicon. This is a platform you can use, Favicon, to find these sort of creators on LinkedIn or whatever. And just, or you can just like research hashtags. Look for people performing for months, not one viral hit. The best way is just to go on LinkedIn and keep searching these creators. Okay. Now, how do you actually create your content? Every post, if it's a video or a YouTube video or a reel, it's a X post, LinkedIn post, has three parts. You have a hook, you get them to notice, you give them the value, and then you tell them what to do, which is a CTA. So hook is 80% of your effort should go here. The first 30 seconds of your reel, the title of the video, first line of the post. Again, you don't have to worry about it because someone has already said it in a proven way for their SEO agency. Replace that with your AI automation. Keep the promise. Explain it. This is where you can just talk whatever you want to talk about, because this is value. This is how you actually tell them, hey, this is how I created this automation that saves X amount of hours every single day. You don't invent this. You copy the format that already works. Okay. CTA, tell them what to do. Always the same one thing. Of course, our situation here is to just, we have to have them book a call with us. Content without the CTA grows an audience, but not a business. Okay. So book a call. So your ideal clients, your ICPs, book a call with you and eventually, hopefully become a client. And again, master this one skill and you can fucking create content on any platform, X, LinkedIn, Reels, whatever. That's it. That's content. Okay. Let me give you an example here. So this was a LinkedIn post that I copied. Guy's name is Jake Ward, SEO agency. He runs an SEO agency. His LinkedIn, this is a LinkedIn post. I copied the text. A single competitor analysis blog post made $1 million in revenue for my SaaS client over 3 years. Hook. There are always the highest converting articles. Now he provided the value. And then there was no CTA at the end because his CTA was actually on his profile picture where it says book an appointment. Okay. Now, Let me show you how you copy it, how I copied it. A single AI automation, let me change this. Green. A single AI automation saved 20 plus hours a week for an HR team at one business. If you have a case study, you can say at one of my clients, exactly like he said. They're always the highest ROI automations. A hiring automation helps businesses filter and organize job applications faster instead of wasting hours manually reviewing resumes. For example, you might automate the following workflows if you're hiring every month: auto filter unqualified applicants, AI resume, automatic interview scheduling, 20 plus hours weeks saved for an HR department. If I go back, alternative articles help businesses discover the better alternatives to what they are currently using. For example, you might target the following keywords if your team communication platform, blah, blah, blah. 16.5K per month Google searches. This was the result. 20 plus hours a week saved for an HR department. Our result. Keep doing this. If you do this once, you're not going to get views. Keep doing it. Content is a consistent long-term game. You will have to keep doing this exact same thing, this exact strategy for at least 2 months to see any measurable results. Now, it can happen that you might see in the first, in the first couple of weeks, you might start getting engagement and a couple of people might book appointments. It can happen because you never know with LinkedIn. Okay. So again, the overall idea is just to, if you are doing this content, just focus on content, not clients. Content. Clients will come as a byproduct. Make sure you're copying the right people and you're copying a lot of different people to get your ideas, to get an understanding of how you actually create hooks. Because what happens is that when you keep looking at these different viral competitor posts, over time, it just gets into your mind automatically. Like, okay, all right, well, okay, this is how he creates it. These are the words that he uses, which creates a viral hook. Then you won't even have to look at other people. You will be master at creating your own viral hooks. But it happens if you put in the work, if you put in the hours every single day for months. But then when it starts giving you results, this alone will make you 2 to 5 appointments every single week. And then you're going to be getting up like clients more than you like handle. Then you'll have to hire teams, the list goes on. Okay, another email marketing post. The fuck, there you go. Here's how to get 1,000 emails of your hottest website visitors for free. This is a guy named Chase Diamond. He runs an email marketing agency. I'm Hassan. I run an AI automation agency. Do I have your attention? Keep reading. That's again, you have the value and then the CTA. Again, he doesn't have the CTA because the CTA was in the profile picture. It says book appointment. You will see a lot of these. If you have been on LinkedIn, it shows you an option of book an appointment. Okay. My version. Here's how to qualify unlimited leads and save 3 hours a day for free. Can it be for free? It can. N10, right? Self-hosting, it can be free. Do I have your attention? Keep reading. Our value, the CTA, you can add it right here, or you can just have book appointment on your profile right here. LinkedIn gives you the option to add your website or whatever. You can put the link of your calendar from Calendly or cal.com there and you're good to go. Okay. Now, the prompt that you can use, I created a prompt for you as well. It's a piece of content that went viral in another niche. You paste in the niche, email marketing agency, SEO agency. I sell AI automations and AI agents to businesses. Rewrite this for my topic. Keep 70-80% of the original hook, structure and format. Change only the subject matter. Do not invent a new format. Give me 3 versions. And then you choose whatever you think is best for your idea. Now you can paste it into Claude with the post you found. And that is the whole workflow. Okay, again, you're going to get this exact prompt with the full presentation in the description. Now, the final take on sales. Do both, but not the same way. Let me show you what that means. First of all, if you're doing outreach, you have to pick a niche. And I'm going to show you the list of niches that you need. You need to know exactly who you are writing to, what they run, and what is eating their time. If you're going to someone, you have to pick a niche. In content, don't pick a niche, because if you pick a niche, it will limit your content and limit your reach. Niching your content caps your reach. Talk about the problems every business has, broadly, when it comes to saving time with AI agents and automations. All right, you will end up doing outreach and content no matter what. The mistake is running them with the same setting. Don't be niched when it comes to content. Don't only create content for HVAC. Don't only create content for dentists. Create broader content. You pick a niche when you do outreach, not when you do the content. All right. In our situation, every situation is different, by the way. For a lot of people, this advice won't apply, but for our case, it will. And in a lot of cases, it does. Narrow when you reach out, wide when you post. Okay, now let me show you 37, actually 12, not 37, these are 12. 12 most profitable niches to pick from, with the automations that sell into each one and what they go for, and with the average ticket price for that. Okay, the ultimate AI automation niche Bible. I'm going to give you this to you in the description as well. You have the different niches: insurance, financial services, blah, 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 blah. Then you have insurance, you have inside insurance, you have multiple niches. You also get best AI use cases, what to automate as well, to give you the idea of what to send, and also the pricing suggestion as to the average deal price in each of these niches. All right, you can get that in the description with all the other resources and everything. Okay, now put the pointer on. You know how to get in front of them. Now you know how to do the outreach content to find clients. Now they have said yes. Now you have to deliver. If you are confused about the meetings section, what you're going to say inside the meetings, don't sell. Because if it was a sales meeting, I would have to give you a script. Ask questions. Get in, hello, hi, and then like, by the way, like before I go into the detail of how we help businesses, let me know about you, dude. How are you currently running things? Have you ever used an AI agent before in your business? I mean, I'm sure you have been watching content online. What even made you book the call with me today? So ask questions. Try to understand their situation, because it's easy for us to have them talk to us, just because we have to just ask questions. You don't have to say stuff. You have to ask questions, figure out where you can fit the automations, and then at the end, offer help. That's your sales meeting. All right. Now the last section is operations. Now they have said yes. Now you have to put it into their business. So what do you do? Basically, it's just about installing automations or a chatbot, installing a voice agent. These two are insanely simple. This is also simple, but you might be confused about it. So let me just put an end to that. One thing is that the rule is install after they say yes. So you close the client, but that meeting is not for setting up the installation. What do I mean by that? When it comes to the automations, like for example, if you're building it on NA10, then you will just have to have them create the account, and you will have to just collect the login details. So for that, we always set up a separate call. Once we close them, a follow-up call, where the entire purpose of that is to just collect logins and connecting accounts. So as I said, the first thing is, do not try to set anything up on the closing call. Close the client and then book a separate meeting just for the setup. And again, an install is really just one thing, which is collecting logins and connecting accounts on the follow-up call. The automation needs to reach their Gmail, their calendar, their CRM, their Sheets. It cannot do anything until you have those. So how do you do it? The first 5 steps: you close a client, you book up a setup meeting, you set up the accounts, you collect the credentials, then you open up a shared channel. You will always forget a login. So obviously, once you close a client, either create a Slack or a WhatsApp group from day one. So everything that you forget, that is what the channel is for continuous communications as well. So how do you get the logins? So inside the platform, this is NA10, by the way. Inside the platform, there is a dedicated credential section. You plug each account in there, and your nodes can act on the client's behalf. So this is a credential section right here inside the NA10 in the settings. So all you will have to do is just imagine that you're on a call. You will guide them, like, go to the credentials now, and then connect these together, and then you're good to go. Okay. And then also you will have them give you the access to their account, so you can build the automations for them, so that way they will be paying for the subscriptions, not you. It's going to be their account, not yours. When it comes to like figuring out what exactly do you need the logins for, like Google Sheets or anything else, this is how you get the idea. This is where you get the idea from the meeting, because when you're inside a meeting, before closing, you're trying to understand the situation. Obviously that is when you also talk about, okay, you use this tool and that tool, so that's how what we're going to automate. You send them a proposal or whatever. Based off of that proposal, you get the credentials here for all the tools, like your Google Sheets, Gmail, or all of that. You just guide them like, go here and do that. That's how we do it. So that's how you basically just get this access. You build the automation and that's it. It's working on their account, so it's into their system. That's how you deliver it. So a chatbot is even simpler. You don't need a pile of the client's logins, you just need to get one snippet onto their website. Build and publish. This is for VoiceFlow and WordPress, by the way. Finish the chatbot on the platform, publish it like VoiceFlow. Copy the embed code. The platform gives you a code in the widget section. I'm going to show you right now. Paste it onto their website, and then the chatbot will be active or live on their website. Again, have the client sign up on the platform, buy their membership, and then add you as an admin. So this is VoiceFlow. If you go to the widget section at this left side, you click on it, it will take you to this section right here. You're going to copy this entire code, and based off of what websites like they have built the platforms from, WordPress, plain HTML, Wix, or Squarespace, you go to their website and paste that code right here. For example, for WordPress, you go to dashboard, appearance, widgets, add a custom HTML block, boom. If it Wix, you go to settings, add custom code, boom. Squarespace, settings, custom code, boom. Most of the time it's exactly the same. Just have to add a custom code and then add the code that we just got from here. Okay, AI Chatbot is live. This exact code will also be given to you from WordPress. Any platform that builds a chatbot usually has this sort of things. If that chatbot is going on a website. Voice AI agent is the easiest to install. I don't even know like if it's in an install. A voice AI agent is just a human in place of a human. So how do we reach a receptionist? We call them. So the whole install is this: attach a phone number to your agent, give them the number, then they add it to their Google Maps, their business profile, or their ads. Whenever their customer calls on that number, the AI agent picks up. Have them sign up. Again, same as a chatbot, they own the account. You get added as admin, for example, in Vapi. So you go to Vapi. Obviously, this is their account. You sign up, and in the phone numbers, you go to the phone numbers on the left side, and then you can either get a free Vapi number or also import from Twilio based off of your client. You can have them like, okay, we can get a free like this number too, and we can also get a separate number for your business, for your AI agent from Twilio, and then you can just add that number here and you're good to go. Again, for voice agent, usually almost always we build inbound agents, not outbound, because inbound is where they call in. This is a simple Vapi number that works best. This is what you build for clients. For outbound calls, it calls out. It needs Twilio numbers. We rarely build these. As I said, AI is not that good yet, because would you buy insurance from a random number that turns out to be an AI agent, which is very unlikely. So build for the calls that are already coming in inbound. That is where the money is. So for inbound, we don't need Twilio. A free Vapi number is enough. Vapi gives you that. Attach that number right here. Give that number to your client. They can add it wherever they want or wherever they think their clients will call from. All right, guys, that's the whole business. You know what to sell. You know what to say. You know how to deliver. So an AI agency is no different from any other business. Find something people will buy, exchange it for money, find a way to deliver it. On operations, if you're confused about, you might be confused about the ongoing communication. So just remember, as soon as you sign them up, just create a new Slack channel, add them there, and a WhatsApp group, and add them as a group member. If they don't use WhatsApp, have them create WhatsApp. If they don't use Slack, have them create Slack. Once you close them, the money hits your account, then it becomes very easy for them to do these things for you because now they're committed. All right. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys soon.